Good morning, everybody. We'll be starting in just a second. Hey, Peter, I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to respond to your email. I will respond to it a little bit later. It's been a long night last night. Let me just get everything going here, and we will start. All right, there we are. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Thursday. I don't even know where the week has gone, to be honest with you. It seems like it just I honestly don't even know where the week has gone. Hope everybody's doing great today. Hopefully, everybody made money on Apple and Google yesterday, and we took a couple of trades. Actually, let me see how that one. I totally forgot about that one. HPE. Let's see how it's doing. Yeah, not doing too bad. Okay. Put on a couple of positions. We'll see how they do this morning. We put in a time spread on HPE last night. And let's see here. All right. Let's say hello to everybody. We got Brian, we got Cheese Gray Trader, we got Richard, we got Keith, we got another Richard, we got Rihanna, we got Ray, we got David, we got Stan, we got Mark, Gregory, John, Javad, Moondog, Sergey, Devin, Steven, Junior, Wade, Robert, two Roberts, Dave, Arnulfo, Delbert, Steve, Flying Ronan, Rick, Illinois Grain Farmer, James, Peter, Waterford, or Watford, sorry. John, good morning, John. Ali's in the house. Jesse's here. Good morning, Jesse. Eduardo, George, Hopium, Matt's in the house. Deanna, good morning, Jeff. David, Richard, good morning. Good morning, Richard. We all miss you. We need Richard back. When are you going to start back again, Richard? You missed a good Google trade. I don't know if you missed it or not. Good morning, Ira, Ruth, JB, Al, Lloyd, Spider Monkey. We got a lot of people here. Is what we got. Uh, we got Spider Art. We got Steve. We got Stacy. We got William. We got Cifazio, John, Omar, James, Ben, Helen, Wayne, Wesley. Hey, Wesley. RP. Good morning, RP. From Spain. Jeez. Miley, Krish, Whitco, Coach Ruben, Kevin, Jill. Good morning, Jill. Good to see you. The Sassy Trainer's here. Tinia's here. Bob, Eagle Beagle is here. Thank you for the nice note last night, Eagle Beagle. Very nice of you. Always very nice to hear from Mr. Eagle Beagle. I appreciate Adam. We got Tom, we got Thomas, we got Jody, we got Bob, Henry. Good morning, Bob, and thank you, Bob. Let's all give big thumbs up for Bob for being a very, very good actuary. Bob is a fantastic actuary. He really is a good actuary. Very good job, Bob. Thank you for all you do, and I hope everything back home gets solved the way you want it to. I love the way you say Junior. Yeah, I call my son Junior. Martin, Magpie, Solaire, Just Jen, Marlon, Bob, Ernest, Genevieve, Lewis, Kirk, Don, Genevieve, Ralph, Naples fan. Good morning, Naples fan. Good to see you. Michael. Oh, Michelle, not Michael. Michelle. Michelle. How are you, Michelle? Harold. Next Gen. Bugs. Good morning, Bugs. Good to hear from you. Good to see you there. Gregory, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. And again, I wanna say thank you for all of you for being a really, really good audience. We tend to be breaking records almost daily here, or not daily, but weekly. And we've been doing really, really well, and it's all because of you guys. And you've also asked very good questions. So just to give you a heads up, I haven't seen Cam and Gustavo yet, but I'm sure they're here in the background. Good morning, Cam. Good morning, Gustavo. And good morning, Raleigh. I know Raleigh tunes into these as well. So just to give you a little taste of yesterday, we started talking about the Protrader dashboard. And I really get into topics sometimes, so I didn't get a chance to finish. So today we're going to continue where we left off yesterday, okay? And just to give you an idea of where we left off, We're going to talk about actual scanning for short-term setups using the Protrader dashboard. I want to actually go through the process. I want to scan for overnight trades using the Protrader dashboard. I want to go through the process. Yesterday, we kind of talked about multi-time frame. I showed you why I shorted the SPY. I kind of given you a real good idea of multiple time frames. But I want to get into actual setups today. So we're going to talk about my favorite high probability setup. I'm going to show you my high probability setup. What do all of my setups have in common? Okay, really important question. How to select stocks on the Protrader dashboard if multiple stocks from the same sector are at the top. Remember yesterday, the home builders, Toll Brothers, which happened to be on my list this morning, by the way, ironically. Toll Brothers, DHI. Well, I'm going to talk about how to select the best one if the whole sector is in play. That's a very dangerous place. And how to transition your stock trades into option trades. Because remember, we don't pick options, we pick stocks, and then we transition our stock trade into the ideal option trade. So we're going to do all of that today. So just to repeat, scanning for short-term setups, and I'm going to actually give you examples. We're going to do this live, okay? Scanning for overnight trades, scanning for day trades, scanning for overnight trades. My favorite high probability setup. What do all of these setups have in common? They have to have one thing in common, or actually, they have to have a couple of things in common. How to select stocks on the Protrader dashboard if multiple stocks are humming. I've never talked about this topic before, and it came up yesterday on the home builders. We saw it in real time. All the like 4 home builders were at the top, and how to transition stocks into options. All right. It is Rick, it is a beautiful day in Florida. And good morning to you too. Good morning, Cam. Good morning, Gustavo. Good morning, everybody. So let me give you guys links. Let me give you guys. Jen says just what I need. Perfect. See, Jen, I'm a mind reader, I tell you. Okay, here's this. So here's the link for the VIP room. All right. Let me know if that agenda sounds reasonable to all of you. Here's the link for the VIP room, and here's the link for Customer Service Live. When you get your installation and you're not 100% sure, who are you going to call? Not Ghostbusters. You're going to call Cam and Gustavo show. When when your screen doesn't look like mine, who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. No, the Cam and Gustavo show. When your alerts don't sound like mine, who are you going to call? The Cam and Gustavo show. When your arrows don't light up, who are you going to call? The Cam and Gustavo show. I think you guys are getting a good understanding of all of this. That's the place to go. They will help you. And I just posted their links. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Henry. Good morning, Peter. Peter, I'll email you later today. Dave, good morning, and Rock. Good morning, Rock. Good, good. I'm glad you like the agenda. Good, good. All right. So, what are the small cap stocks that are buzzing? And let me know if you made out on yesterday's small cap stocks. I gave you 3 of them, and one of them, this one right here, AIHS. We gave it to you at $4, and it went up to $8. All right. Up to $8 right there. It was a good trade. So today's stocks that are buzzing, I think so too, Frank. I think so too. A lot of people are out this week because it's like the last week before school starts and all that. So let me give you the small cap stocks that I'm looking at today. Bria, only if Bria goes above 765 during the regular day session. PBRT, wrong stock. Hold on. No, this is not the right stock. Hold on. Wrong ticker symbol. Hold on. PPBT. That's it. PPBT. Not, yeah, wrong ticker. This one right here. PPPBT. This one. At 260 or higher. 260 or higher. And NCI at 305 or higher. Okay? Yeah. Okay. All right. So you guys should have all that. You guys should have all that. Again, I'm going to repeat it, okay? Bria above the pre-market high around 765. PP BT above 263 and NCI above 305. All of these stocks have been screened. Bria right here. Yeah, that's what I said, 765. There you go, Angie. Good to see you. Good to see you. All of these stocks have been screened for technicals and volume. So I'm just giving you heads of they have been screened, pre-screened by me, okay? Thank you, Shamens. Thank you so much. Okay, now let's talk about the market, the overall market, okay? All right. So far we have fragmentation. Whenever we have fragmentation, we have a market that could potentially be choppy. Why is it fragmented? Because Dow stocks are down, and this is randomness, and Nasdaq is up. Whenever we have fragmentation, we don't have a clear path. Whenever we don't have a clear path, stocks and markets struggle. Why don't you have a clear path? Well, just think about it. Common sense. How many Dow stocks and how many blue chip stocks does the S&P 500 have? Probably about 150. If they're moving down and tech stocks are moving up, what is going to happen? It's going to create this type of an effect because you have an index and say 30 of your stocks are being sold and 50 are being bought. Is it going to go straight up? No, it's going to do this. It's going to be very jaggedy price action. So when we don't have clarity here, we have very jagged price action. Okay? Very jagged price action. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to stay this way, but it is that way right now, pre-open, just heads up, okay? We have a bunch of catalysts today. I'm just going to tell you what they are in terms of the Fed, and you guys will give me the rest. So we have a lot of Fed stuff today. We have the ADP report. It's happening in a few minutes. Let me get the bond market up. Bond market's going up so far right here, which is pretty good. We'll see if it continues. We have the ADP report. We have the jobless claims. This is not going to be as big, but productivity costs, PMI and service index, this is going to be important because this will give us some idea of and international trades in goods and services today as well. So we have a lot of Fed data today. The good news is most of it ends except for John Williams speaking at noon, and that could be meaningful. We don't have auctions. We have announcements. They're not going to be big, but don't initiate any trades till 10 o'clock as usual, per usual. All right. Just don't do that today. It's not a good idea to do that. Okay. Oh, also, sorry, I don't mean to cut off my topic, but make sure you're watching at 1080p right here. Don't go auto. Don't go auto. Auto. See how I'm on auto? I'm wired through an Ethernet. Ethernet at 1080p, force 1080p. And also, if you don't mind, give us one thumbs up. One thumbs up. They say it helps us with our ranking on YouTube, which is actually really good. So maybe it does help us with ranking. And again, let me give you the link for Customer Service Live, the Cam and Gustavo show. Noon, 10 to 1 every day. And the good stuff for VIP room today at noon. Here's the link for that as well. All right. So I cheated and gave you the Fed data today, but you'll give me all the other catalysts in a second, okay? Let's talk about important things. Look at the bond market. Remember we drew this line and we broke down and I said, let's see if we get follow through, and I drew a support area here for you. We didn't break. We didn't break this level, but now we're breaking this level to the upside. This is really bullish for the stock market, folks. Why is it bullish, Roger? Because this is telling us that interest rates are going to go down. When bonds go up and they're breaking this level right here, that's a bullish sign. That's a descending triangle. We had a breakdown, but the breakdown didn't follow through. We got stopped out. Well, we didn't take this trade, but we would have been stopped out right here at this support level, which held true. And now we went right back into the channel. We broke now the other side of the channel, and now we're going higher, and there's a resistance level at 87.82. The next resistance is right here. And look how accurate my levels are, by the way. Here and here. Look at that. Stopped right there, stopped right there. I don't do this after the fact, as most of you know. You can rewatch all of my videos. Hey, Julian, good morning to you too. And so we're breaking out of here. This is positive. This is good for the stock market. This is good for the stock market. If anybody tells you this is bad for the stock market, they're just lying to you. This is really good for the stock market. I think the report came out. We had a little rally here, but now we're coming back down. And remember, the ADP is right about 50% of the time. Let's see. Did this thing come out? This thing isn't very accurate, just FYI. It hasn't been that accurate. If you guys know what the number is, let me know. Are we likely to have a good day today? Well, that's what we're going to find out, Rick. That's what we're here to find out. Rick, don't go asking a woman to marry you before you find out if she speaks English or you find out if she's a man. Rick, we got to take these things very, very slowly. We can't just come to a conclusion, okay? All right. Does anybody know what the ADP number is? Just out of curiosity, what the ADP number is? The bond market's now coming off, which is not great. But let's see what the number is. Does anybody have this number? Oh, I don't have the number yet. Let me know. Oh, 54,000. Okay, 54,000. Thank you. They wanted 68. They got 54. It's not a high number. It's a low number. It's almost guaranteed now that the Fed is going to employment's a mess. They're going to start lowering rates. So the bond market went absolutely nowhere. Look, it huffed, it puffed, and look at that. Nowhere at all. I mean, the fact that it's coming out below consensus is just reflecting on the fact that the job market is slowing down. So it's not really giving us anything bad. It's kind of telling us that the Fed is going to lower rates. Okay. Let's continue. So we know what the bond market's doing. The bond market looks like it wants to stay up here. This is overall bullish. I'm not seeing it go down. We still have jobless claims. Remember, and you guys know what my theory is. Low 200,000s. This thing is broken. Not the VIX. This thing is broken. And we got a couple of things coming up. We'll see how it goes. Productivity costs. I want to see all this, but the bond market's in play right now. U.S. dollar. What is the U.S. dollar doing? Absolutely nothing. The U.S. dollar, my opinion, and folks, I'm not getting political here, okay? My opinion is that the U.S. dollar is not going to do anything till the Supreme Court decides on the tariff decision, because this is completely unforeseeable right now, right? And this is what this is trading off. So if we got to see if the courts find whether what our president did was legal or not. And I don't know. None of us know if and when they're going to take the case. I'm assuming they're going to take the case within the next 3 weeks to a month. But so far, this has been just very, very choppy without any directional bias, which leads me to believe that the bond market is not going to be very directional either. Look at that. We're right above our close. We huffed, we puffed, and we went nowhere, which makes perfect sense. As long as we don't go down, as long as the bond market doesn't go down, that's really the key, okay? Gold, what is gold doing? Well, yesterday I told you that if you're long the physical gold, I would prefer you guys take profit. I hope some of you listened to me because gold is now down. When you get a move like that on a commodity in this kind of market, it was best to take profit. What do we want the US dollar to be? We want it to be above par, Naples fan. We want US dollar to be above 1 again, so that folks from other countries start putting money into America once again. We want the dollar to increase in value so it becomes a more attractive asset. Okay? So to be specific with you, You see how we're at 98, 30, 33? We want to go above par. We want to go above here. Preferably, we'd like to go above the 200-day moving average. Okay? We want the US dollar to gain some strength. We want investors, we want foreign governments to start putting their money back into the USA, not other countries. And when the dollar's below par, it doesn't make any sense to put our money here. Good. I'm glad you did, Kevin. I'm glad you listened to me. Good job. Good job, Kevin. Good job. So again, I think gold's going to come right up to the 8-day EMA. What it's going to do afterwards, I don't know. But if you were long gold, my suggestion was to liquidate your position and take a nice profit because you initiated it. If you listened to me, you initiated it right around 34.64, and you would have gotten out. Hold on a second. And you would have gotten out around, say, the average price yesterday, 36. So you would have made a couple of 100 points here, which is pretty good. Wait for it to come back to the 8-day. The 8-day happens to be right at this level. It's not just going to go up. It's going to consolidate, and it's going to go up and then consolidate, up and then consolidate. But I like this breakout, but I'd like to see it back test the 35.40 the 35.30 level first. Okay. Good morning, Terrence. I have no idea what he wants. I'm telling you what America needs so that foreign governments can put money back into the pot. It's not about what he wants. It's how much certainty we have over tariffs. It's about certainty. It's about certainty. The U.S. dollar wants to know if it's going to be sold off for the next couple of years or if it's going to be bought up for the next couple of years. Tariffs play a major role in this. And again, folks, I'm not telling you what's going to happen. I'm just telling you that the U.S. dollar right now has no idea what's going to happen, as you can clearly see, as you could clearly see by its trading action, right? That's not. So what I said yesterday was very specific. I said yesterday, and you guys will remember me saying this. I said yesterday, I still like a lot of gold companies, but I don't like physical gold. I think the gold companies still have a little bit more upside left, but physical gold, I wouldn't be holding at this point. Barrick Gold is one of the biggest companies. It's not physical gold, so I still said it may have a day or two. So I might have recommended it yesterday. Yes, I did in the morning yesterday. Actually, I have it as my second stock behind BE. I just wanted to be clear with you, RP. That's all. That there is a difference between just like energy companies and physical energy prices. They don't all move together. Okay. Crude oil is back in its range. It's coming off a little bit, as you could see right here, very similar to what we're seeing in the gold market. A little rally and then a cool off. But I think this is happening because of interest rates. By the way, bonds are coming off. Bonds are coming off. This is not a big sell-off. I mean, we're going from 87.22 to 87. It's a quarter of a basis point. But I wanted you guys to see this right here. So we're still kind of in this range right here. Right there. So you see, we could still tighten up here, basically is what I'm trying to say. We still have room to move over here, to tighten up. False breakout. Here, let me put this over here. We still have room to move here. You see that? This is not a clean breakout. This is not a clean breakout. We still have moved to, and I'm hoping I'm wrong and that we do break out, but we still have room to maneuver here. Okay? And this is not, I hope it doesn't happen. I hope we don't continue here. I hope we break out here because this will be better for the market. Actually, Naples fan, I traveled to Europe and it was fantastic. Just so you know, Germany was amazing. It was a great trip, very clean, very nice. But economically, I understand exactly. I agree with you. I'm just as a comment, it was actually very nice. Give me a catamaran off of Dubrovnik, and I'll be there. All right, let's continue. China, what is China doing? China's cooling off a little bit, but still holding up fairly well. I don't see it breaking down hard. Bitcoin, and yes, we are in September now. I'm not making that mistake again. We had August and on Tuesday. I was a little loopy, I guess, and I didn't fit. We're just kind of consolidating here. We're kind of consolidating here. I did see some MSTR and a couple of stocks on the short side, but I would be cautious there because Bitcoin is seeing support at the 100-day moving average. And if Bitcoin finds support, the odds are that crypto-related stocks will find support as well. Okay. All right. Let's talk catalysts. Let's talk catalysts. Does anybody want to give me catalysts? And Fed. Obviously, we have a lot of Fed catalysts today. You don't have to name all of them. Just say Fed. Fed is definitely a catalyst today. You got jobless claims, you got productivity costs, you got PMI, you got a lot of Fed data. Fed, Fed, Fed. But aside from Fed, what do we have on the table? All right. John comes in hot and heavy. All right, the Fed, let's see, consumer discretionary, communication services, information technology. I don't know. I have consumer discretionary and tech. That's what I have. I don't know if info tech would be the best one. I think more just technology and consumer discretionary. But let's see what let's see. Software, consumer staples, CRM. Well, CRM. Frank? Why are chips in play right now? See, this is what I'm talking. People just start talking. Frank, I want you to explain to me why chips are in play right now. Can you please explain to me? Explain to me why chips are in play. I'm just curious. Let's see. What are chips doing right now? SMH. Chips are flat right now. They are not moving at all. They're literally flat. Why are they? I'd like to know why. Sergey, why is Amazon and Meta a catalyst today? Now, folks, this is the problem. Other people write stuff here, and you assume they know what they're talking about, and you write it down. And meanwhile, they're just, I don't know what they're doing. So, Frank, can you explain to me why China regulation, chatter on cooling, AI chips? Frank, do me a favor. Do me a favor, please, Frank. Stop doing what you're doing and start taking notes because you don't get it, Frank. Sergey, please stop. You guys don't get it. You guys don't get it at all. You guys don't get it at all. Right after the market, not so it means it's not a catalyst today. No, Frank, you're doing something that I say every day not to do, and you're doing it every single day. You're not doing it every day, but I just want to make sure you don't give people false catalysts. Okay? That's the point. Okay? Let's see. Okay. So mega caps are up 0.43. So obviously Amazon and whatever is not a catalyst. SMH is flat. So obviously it's not a catalyst. All you had to do before typing it here was look at the chart. So how can something be a catalyst when it's flat? And how can mags be a catalyst when they're up only 0.43? Okay. Does anybody have the catalysts for today? Okay. HPE is a catalyst for today. That's software. That's computer hardware. And CRM is a catalyst for today. That's consumer discretionary. That's consumer discretionary and technology. Okay. And American Eagle retailer. Now, is there anything beyond that? Yes, exactly what Matt. Frank, this is how you do it. You see what I'm doing right now? And I'll explain to you why. And I'm not picking on you, Frank. Let me explain for all of you out there. If you pick the wrong catalyst, you're going to be watching stuff during the day that has no impact on the market. Now, if you think that's fun, knock yourself out. I want you to look at things that are only impactful to the market. If it's not impactful for the market, why would you be taking it into your account? What's the point? Okay? There's a lesson here. All right? I thought you said anytime a mag stock was up more than 1%, it was a catalyst. The mags. When a mega cap stock causes the mags to be up over 1%, not the stock on its own. The mags. Almost virtually every day, Jeff, one of the mega cap stocks is up over 1% or down over 1%. Mega caps, mags, the mags. Look at the mags and you'll see if they're really up or down. Okay. All right. So retail, consumer discretionary, and computer tech plus Fed. That's it. That's it. There's no other catalyst. Banks are not a catalyst. Mags are not a catalyst. China is not a catalyst. None of those things are a catalyst. Okay. We do this every single day. If you don't know, don't include it. You're much better off by excluding something than including it. This is not, okay, maybe I'm explaining it all wrong. When I ask you for catalysts, your job is to exclude stuff, not to include stuff. Okay? Exclude stuff, not to include stuff. I can include anything I want. I can make anything I want into a catalyst. That's not going to help me trade. Right now, the market's going to be moved by retail, it's going to be moved by technology, and it's going to be moved by consumer discretionary. And I explained to you why. It's not going to be moved by mega caps. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. Let's continue. All right. I just want to make sure you guys understand this. Okay. All right. Let's go through all this. Treasury yields extended their decline after the latest job report made it all but certain that the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates this month. Okay. More Fed data come out. Let's see what the bond market's doing. Bond market's doing very little. Look at that. Wicks. You see all these wicks? That means it doesn't want to go higher. When you see a lot of wicks, it means something doesn't want to go higher. It doesn't mean it won't, but see how much every time it goes up, it brings it right back down. All these wicks. When you see a bunch of wicks on a short-term chart, it means it wants to go down, not up. And if you see wicks on the downside, it means it wants to go up. Okay, the bond market's not really doing much right now. Well, right on par. Look at the moving average. This is not a big increase. This is still low 200,000s. When it gets to 275, 285, that'll be impactful. This is not that impactful. Okay, let's see. Biggest debt consensus. Okay, interesting. This one hasn't come out yet. It'll come out shortly. Let's see what the bond market's doing. I drew a level for you right here a few days ago. And look, just wicking out right here. That's not great. The bond market doesn't look like it wants to go much higher on this news. Okay. At least for now. And I'll keep an eye on it. Yeah. Doesn't looks like it wants to go too much above this line right here, which means we can start coming back down again, which is not good for the market. Okay, we'll see what happens. But so far, it's holding on okay. It is positive on the day. So let's see what happens. Let's continue. Investors are awaiting fresh batch of U.S. economic data from Fed officials, earnings report from semiconductor and software giant Broadcom, which doesn't come out till after the market close. So I have no idea how the market is going to price something in that doesn't come out till after it's closed. Okay? No, a lot of wicks near a specific point. When you see the market going up and you see a bunch of wicks on a level, that means it wants to come. Not one or two, but like 4 or 5, a lot of wicks, it means like it wants to go back the other way. Typically, that's what it means. On a 5-minute chart. How trustworthy is the employment data now? Just as trustworthy as it's been for the last 100 years, Greg. Nothing has changed. Why do you ask that question, Greg? Just out of curiosity. Why do you ask that question? How trustworthy is the employment data right now? I'm just curious what possesses you to ask that question. It's a good question. Just want to know why you're asking that question. Okay. Um, Google jumped over 9% yesterday. I got probably over 50 emails from you guys and Apple, and I got about 25 emails from there too. You guys made money, made out like bandits. Very, very good. Uh, Campbell Soup climbed over 7%. Dollar Tree went down. They offset each other. Factory orders fell 1%. Jolts fell to a 10-month low, weaker than expected, which is telling us why do you think it's broken, Stacy? Why do you think, Greg? Because Trump fired somebody? Do you just is there proof? Did he give us proof that it's broken? I'm just want to know. Just because somebody says something is broken doesn't make it broken. All right. Christopher Waller said on Wednesday that the central bank should start cutting interest rates this month and proceed with multiple reductions in the months ahead, noting that officials may debate the exact pace of easing. Yeah, they are going to be debating it, all right. Kashkari said inflation is still too high, but at the same time, the labor market is showing signs of cooling. We're getting into a tricky position now for the Fed. At the same time, the current modestly restrictive setting of the policy rate is consistent with today's full employment and core inflation nearly 1% above Fed's 2% target. In addition, Bostic reiterated that he views one rate cut as appropriate for this year. I'm so far I'm with Bostic, though he noted that he could change depending on the trajectory. Uh, da, 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 da. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't seen. I mean, if you can show me proof that those numbers are off, then I'll believe you. But I haven't seen any proof. I've just seen somebody say that they're off and somebody get fired. Show me proof, evidence. The things you need to actually show people. Then I'll believe it. I haven't seen any, so I have no idea. So I'm going to continue believing everything I see is 100% accurate till I see proof of otherwise. And so does every hedge fund manager out there. And again, I'm not saying it's not true. I just haven't seen any proof. Have you? Have you seen any proof? Evidence, proof? No, you haven't. Okay. Fed said its beige book, regional contacts, activities little or no changed in weeks. Across districts, contacts report flat or declining consumer spending because for many households, wages were failing to keep up with rising prices. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. That's called inflation. Nearly all districts noted tariffs. Oh, tariff-related price increases, with contacts from many districts reporting that tariffs were especially impactful on the price of inputs. Hey, uh, this is the beige book. This isn't me talking, okay? Da-da-da-da. Yeah. Many is out, so he should be non-political. In May, Powell is out, so he shouldn't be non-political. We will see. We'll see. But anyway, I haven't seen any proof. Have you guys seen any proof? I haven't seen any proof. And so far, the entire Fed is relying on this data. So I think if it was wrong, we would just proof, evidence. That's all. I know I'm asking for a lot, right? Like proof, evidence. I know. It's such. I'm being so old fashioned. We got all of these stocks coming out, but none of them come out till after the closing bell. So we can't really use any of this. Um, on the economic data, investors will focus on ADP non-farm report that's coming out. Bond market's holding pretty steady right now. Came off these levels, still wicking out, but holding on pretty good right here. US ISM non-manufacturing PMI will also be closely monitored. That's all coming out today. Labor costs, trade balance, jobless claims, Fed speakers. John Williams is speaking at 1 o'clock, I believe, right here. No, 1205. I'm glad I checked. Yeah. According to our president, there's no inflation. We're running amazingly well. Everybody's doing great. The job numbers are fake. I'm great. I'll believe everything he says as soon as I see proof. Proof. That thing we use in law called proof, evidence. Europe is down hardly anything. Steadying after turbulence earlier this year, sparkled by global bond sell-off. Travel and defense stocks underperformed on Thursday, but they were flat. They really didn't do bad. China closed sharply lower today, falling for the third straight session. Investors continue to take profit. Tech stocks, Cornerstone, tumbled on Thursday. AI chips dropped more than 14%. Because they don't count everything, Viper. Because they don't have they don't have the ability to count everything. So they get a lot of the information late, so they have to revise it. All right. Stock indexes ended higher, rebounding from nearly a 1 month low, supported by a pause in the surge in global bond yield and tech led rally on Wall Street. Bank stocks, which plunged on Wednesday and concerned the prime minister, fragile grip on power, might delay Japan's next hike, led the gains on Thursday. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm very vested in Japanese economy because I think they're going to have a huge boost. And as I mentioned, the only catalyst today, as far as I could see, are Hewlett Packard, Salesforce, and American Eagle. And by the way, this does impact a lot on consumer discretionary because the majority of their business is email to consumer discretionary marketing. That's how they make their money. Okay. There you go, Rick. Rich, sorry. As a manager once told me, God we trust, all other bring data. Bring data. That's all I'm saying. Bring data. By the way, notice something. Am I saying that it's real? Am I saying that it's fake? What I'm saying is show me the data. That's all I'm saying. Show me the data. And then I'll make up my mind. But until I see the data, I'm going to assume everything we're seeing is 100% accurate. Show me the data. Show me the money. Okay, sectors. Let's look at sectors. Let's see if tech is starting to come up. And folks, I'm not trying to get political, and I'm not trying to put cold water on your dreams and your ideas. I'm just being critical. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be using a thing called critical thinking. Thinking for yourselves. That kind of stuff. Not believing everything we hear till we see proof. Those things like our parents taught us when we were little children. Don't always believe everything you hear, little things like that, I mean, okay. All right. Communication services, that's bullish. Bitcoin, that's bullish. Retail, that's bullish. But what's consumer staples doing here? What's healthcare doing here? What's the Dow doing here? Red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. Big red flag, folks. Big red flag. Because look, QQQ, technology, consumer discretionary, semiconductors are here. So when you see communication services here and Bitcoin here and retail here, and then you see all the other stuff here, there's no directional bias right now. There's no directional bias right now. There's no directional bias. You could see it right now. Look, utilities and industrial here, basic material here, QQQ here, not in the upper area, but in the lower part next to technology, consumer discretionary. This is aside from communication services, most of that stuff is over here. It's not good. Yeah, folks, and please, folks, I don't want to get emails from you lecturing me and telling me. All I'm saying is proof. I just want to see proof. Don't you want to see proof? Whether things are getting worse or things are getting better, like proof. That's all. Evidence, proof. The things that lawyers and that people need before they make decisions in life. That's all I'm saying. I'll be the first person to go with it as soon as I see proof of it. Not innuendos, not re- proof, data, data. Okay. What about directional bias? Do we have directional bias? Let's see how many stocks are making 1 month highs. 134. Mm-mm. 20-day breakdowns. We're definitely getting somewhere to the downside. Remember, this number was 5, 4, 3. How about 90-day lows? The market is starting to get a little rhythmic. 61 versus 123. But look here, 71. Mm-mm. 24. Mm-mm. 63. 20. Shorter term, a little bit of bias. I like the fact that on the short side, stocks are starting to move. And I do have a couple of A lines for you. Okay. 90-day high, 90-day low. We are starting to get something here, but it's still way less than 100. So what is the structure of the market tell me right now? Choppiness, no clear path. And also look at the bond market. Look how hard it tried to get above this area right here. Look at that. It tried hard, couldn't do it. It's going to be very hard to get past this level. Just giving you heads up. Today, not ever, today. A lot of wicks, and we go down. Very wicky here. Notice we couldn't hold this area. That's not good. That's not good. It's not bad, but it's just not great. Okay. Da, 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 da. Yeah, let's continue. Now let's start looking at sectors. Okay. Let's start looking at sectors. First off, volatility. Hey, look at this. Do you remember somebody telling you that if something happens, um, there you go, JB. I don't want to get political. I just want to see proof. That's all I'm asking for. Is just show me proof. How you came up with the fact that it's not accurate. That's all I want. I'm not asking for a lot. Okay. Remember, I said I want to see the volatility at the 50-day moving average, and I said something very specific yesterday. Do you guys remember what I said? Do you remember what I said? Does anyone want to comment? Do you remember what I said? I said if this happens, then the volatility will be tomorrow or the next day. I said it yesterday. There was a lot of people here. There's 665 people here right now. Do you guys remember what I said? Yeah, yesterday. I said that the S&P 500 will be above the 8-day EMA. Nope. I said that we will see the volatility at the 50-day moving average when the S&P 500 is trading above the 8-day EMA. You guys don't remember that? I said it yesterday here. We're now at the 8-day EMA. Literally at the 8-day EMA. You can see it right here. We are above the 8-day EMA. I told you that once volatility drops, the spider will be back above the 8-day EMA. Or I said inversely, after the SPY comes back above the 8-day EMA, volatility will drop to the 50-day moving average. I do say a lot. I said that yesterday specifically. Like I remember we were talking about the 8-day EMA all morning yesterday. Okay. Look at my levels. Still haven't broken this level right here. Just trading inside this area. By the way, look at how it hit the high of my levels. I love it. Love it. Same levels. The levels haven't changed. We're now back above the 8-day EMA. We were below the 8-day EMA. Now we're above the 8-day EMA. That's very positive for the stock market. Have you noticed that no part of today's range overnight touched the 8-day EMA? I might have put Clyde on that. You're right. You guys remember that? I said this will be above the 8-day EMA and this will be at the 50-day moving average. This will be at the 50-day moving average when the SPY is above the 8-day EMA. I literally said that yesterday. Like it was 24 hours ago. Now we got some problems, folks. What kind of problems do we have, Roger? Look at the QQQ. See QQQ? Is it above the 8-day EMA? Is it below the 8-day EMA? Is it touching the 8-day EMA? Look what happened when it hit one of my levels, by the way. Look at this. Look at this. I drew these levels for you on Tuesday. Not bad, right? Pretty good, I would say. Look at that. Look at that. Not bad. Not bad. I still got it. Let's leave it at that. Okay. And by the way, the bond market's cooling off some more. Look. See, wick, 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 coming down. Not coming down hard, just coming down a little bit. So I'm concerned about the bond market. I mean, the QQQ. Why? Well, look at the SPY. See how it's completely above the 8-day EMA? And you see how QQQ is right at the 8-day EMA? That's a concern I have. I want to see the QQQ look like the SPY. I want it to be above the 8-day EMA. And it's clearly telling us that QQQ is not as strong as the SPY this morning. And that's clearly telling us that technology is putting some pressure on stocks. And that's telling us that our catalysts, HPE, Qualcomm, what sector are they in? Are they in the QQQ or are they in the SPY more? They're much more on the QQQ, is putting pressure on the market. See why catalysts are very important to know? And getting them wrong is just is twice as bad as just not naming them. QQQ's got weakness. Let's see where there's a little more weakness. I'm going to, Rich. I'm going to do a level. I'm going to do a 2-hour class on identifying levels and using those levels. I'm going to do a class. A matter of fact, Richard, just to give you some feedback, I need a back scratcher here. I have one at the office, but not here. Just to give you some feedback, Richard, I asked you guys to send me some feedback about a week ago, and I got some really good feedback. What I found shocking was 5 or 6 out of the emails were about those levels. They were asking me how I draw those levels and how to use those levels. So the majority of people that I asked for feedback from specifically asked me about how to draw those levels and how I use those levels. So because so many people asked me for it, next week I'm going to do a couple of sessions in the VIP room about drawing these levels and using these levels because you guys gave me really good feedback. I just didn't have a chance to do it because I got that feedback and then I went right on my trip. But yes, that is something I'm going to spend a couple of hours on, and we'll record it and we'll put it in the members area. Okay. All right. Yeah. It'll be a class. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you, but that was the feedback that I got from that's the feedback that I got from asking you guys to send me some feedback. Okay. So use levels to trade every day. Yeah. These are really good levels. So you guys see the problem I'm having with with QQQ? It's not looking like the SPY. The SPY is above the 8-day EMA. This is the 8-day EMA right here. This line. And the QQQ is not. And we all know that if the QQQ can't get it up above the 8-day EMA, then we're going to have some vulnerability in tech stocks today. And it's kind of funny that the catalyst today happens to be squarely focused on the QQQ, CRM, HPE. The only thing non is that retail sales report. Is the other stuff I'm drawing a blank. This right here, American Eagle. The only thing that's not really there is American Eagle. But Still consumer discretionary. But you could see very clearly, that we need to see. So what I want to see, um, what I want to see is QQQ looking like the SPY. Let's look at the Dow real quick. The Dow, look at the Dow. The Dow can't seem to get above the 8-day EMA. Look, guys, you see why do you use the 8-day EMA? Look at the high from yesterday. Look at the high from this morning. Look at the high volume bar. Look how it respects the 8-day EMA. I told you my theory that hedge funds use a VWAP, an anchored VWAP that simulates the 5-day simple moving average. And the 8-day EMA simulates the 5-day moving average, which simulates the VWAP that they use. Now, if you didn't understand what I just said right now, I'll repeat it again during the VIP room. But I have a theory of why these levels work so well. I have a theory. Now, just like our jobs report, just like our employment report, because I can't prove this theory, I keep telling you it's a theory, even though I'm 99.9% sure, but I can't prove it to you. Similarly, when you guys can prove to me that the job reports are fake, then I'll believe you. Right now, it's just a theory. And the only person who I heard saying it was our president without showing us any proof. So show me the proof, and then I'll back you up 100%. All right. So I haven't seen, and so we're below right here. We're below. This is not good. The Dow is not helping us. Blue chips are not helping us. Technology is not helping us. Let's see if chips are helping us, right? Chips are not helping us. Chips are not helping us. I will, Carla. I will. I gave you levels yesterday. Haven't I been posting levels for you guys in the Telegram channel? I posted them yesterday, I think. I believe I posted them, Carla. I'll double check, but I thought I did. I thought I did, actually. If I didn't, I apologize. I thought I did. I don't post the levels. I just post the charts with the levels. I thought that would be a little more helpful, actually, because then you could see where those levels are. So you see how SMH is not helping us? You see how QQQ is not helping us? So from watching this right now, when the market opens, are you going to be paying attention at the 8-day EMA on QQQ and SMH and the Dow? I would if I were you. Again, we want to see everything like this. We want to see the low above the 8-day EMA during today's session. I don't think that's going to happen on the QQQ, and I don't think that's going to happen on SMH, and I don't think that's going to happen on the Dow. Okay? What about small caps? Ooh, small caps are above. Look at that. Small caps are giving us a little love today. They have a lot of sensitivity to interest rates. Yeah, see, Karen, you see what HG posted? You did, and it was very good. I posted those levels. I thought I did. Huh. Maybe I'm losing my mind. I'm not Karen, Carla. I'm sorry, not Karen, Carla. I did post those levels on Telegram. I did. Let's see. Yeah, I did. Okay. I thought I did. Yeah, Carla, I did. I posted all of them yesterday, actually, I think. Anyways, let's continue. I got to get out of here real soon. So small caps are looking pretty good. They're looking pretty good. This will give you a really good idea of what to look at today, okay? And you could see that S&P is looking pretty good. Non-blue chips. So what it's telling me is that there are certain sectors of technology, not XLK. Let's look at XLY. XLY are definitely leading today. XLC is definitely leading today. And the pressure is being put on by SMH and hard tech. So soft tech is doing good. See that? That's XLC. Consumer discretionary is doing good. Hard tech is not. SMH is not. So hard technology, communications doing good. Consumer discretionary is doing good. SMH and XLK are putting the pressure on QQQ. See how we just figured that out? Okay. Let's look at now at levels. So Carla, I'll go ahead and I'll pose this for you right now on, again, I thought I did, but maybe I didn't. I don't know. Okay. That's QQQ levels. Let's go to SPY. Let me give you SPY levels. They haven't changed. Let me give you these levels. Let me know if this works for you, Carla. And I'll do SMH levels for you too, okay? And I will be teaching you how to put these levels on yourself next week. Okay? I promise. Okay. Let me just give you guys this, okay? I think you have enough. You have a lot of stuff to work with here, okay? Oh, nothing showed up. Let's try this again. Okay. So you should have all of it there, Carla. I hope that works. No problem. No problem. Again, I thought I was doing it, but I guess I wasn't or wasn't clear. All right, let's look at now at RSP. Look at RSP. See how it bounced off of this? Oh, look at the levels. They I don't want to give you these because most folks don't really trade RSP, but these levels work really well here too. You could just write these down: 180, 188.34, 187.62, and 186.78. There's a couple of others here. Okay. Here, I'll give you these two. I'm a nice guy. I'll give you these two. I'd like to think I'm a nice guy. A lot of you think I'm vicious, but I'm not. That's all Clyde. Clyde is vicious. All right. Why can't I draw this? I don't understand. I'm going to be late to work today. Okay, here's RSP levels, okay? RSP. The biggest takeaway I don't want you guys to get too fixated on the intraday levels. I only want you to get fixated on the intraday levels when you figured this part out. Understand that our goal today is to get above this line right now. These levels are great, but our goal is to have the meat of the move, which is right here, be above this line, okay? And QQQE, which is not looking great. I used to have a board here, but I guess I don't anymore. Here. You could see we're still in this area right here. So this is kind of random. Okay, so moral of the story is we want the S&P. You're going to be watching these levels during the day. That's fine, but please focus on the daily chart and focus on whether we violate the 8-day EMA, which is at 643.64-ish area, maybe 643.64 area. That's going to be huge. And let's look at the bond market. The bond market's waking up pretty good here, just kind of sitting there. No, the Fed data is having no impact at all. By the way, I drew this level for you. Look how it almost touched it down to a tick. I'll draw some more levels for this tomorrow. I'll give this to you tomorrow. Okay. All right. Let's talk about stocks that I'm looking at, okay? Oh, God, my back. I need a back scratcher for my house. That's what I need. Okay. Sorry about that. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. If you have Protrader Dash, it gives you the most important ones of the. It sure does, Richard. It sure does. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate it. Very nice of you. Okay, let's continue. Let me give you stocks that I'm looking at. Okay. Let's make this bigger. Okay. Short side first, ACN. I want this to break below. It's an A line, but it needs to break below this level, 250.78. No, actually a little lower right here. Right there. It has to break this level, 251.59. Once it breaks this level, it's going to be an A line. It's not an A line yet. LCID. It's a nice short right there. K-View. It's a nice short right there. Cold. Out in the cold. This is a realty ETF, and it's coming off. And it's there you go. Clyde, yes, he will scratch my back. Definitely. Oh, it's just killing me. This one spot doesn't want to go away. All right. Sorry about that. I don't mean to be so unprofessional, but I figured we're all pretty close here. Fresh Pet, great short, great longer term short. QSR, another not a bad short. Grind. Ooh, this thing is grinding. And look how it follows the 8-day EMA, guys. Look how it just keys off the 8-day EMA. Visual backtesting. VIST, nice short. I tend to like more right now shorts that are grinders, not so folks right now. If you guys trade to the short side, you see how this guy is a grinder? It's just grinding down. I think right now the best probability short trades to the downside are grinders, not stocks that are falling apart. Why? Because the market is still relatively bullish and you have a lot of volume coming into those stocks. So those stocks tend to be bought up pretty quickly. So we're having a lot of false breakdowns on stocks that are falling apart. But these grinders, they just keep following this pattern, and the pattern tends to be pretty predictable. So right now, I wouldn't be going for major breakdowns to the downside. I would be going for grinders like this. Now, you probably don't think so, but what I just told you is extremely valuable. See, sometimes I just tell you little things like that. I just throw them in. Well, what I just threw in was really, really insightful and valuable, and something a beginner would not be able to find right now, and something that can really save your ass. So I hope you listened to what I just said a few minutes ago. Now let's do the long side. FSLR. This is a A-line. It's an A-line, but it has to break above this level right here. The problem with you guys is you love A-lines, but you need to be able to identify them better. Right here. Notice that my anchor and this line are almost at the same spot. The stock has to go above 204.82 or above this line, which happen to be almost next to each other. Okay. Oh, by the way, something else I want to tell you. Don't focus so much on exact numbers. Focus on the areas. Areas. Like you see, this is an area. You have two different lines here, but it's an area. Areas are much more valuable than lines. Areas, specific areas. Okay. In other words, don't be so specific when it comes to this. Be a little more looser when it comes to this. Areas. See, I can't give you a specific number. It's either this or this, but this area right here, we want to break above this area. Okay, man, I'm giving you guys a lot of value this morning. Orly, another A line. No, Orly, not Oracle. Orly. This one, this stock, but it has to break above this area right here. Okay, until it breaks above this area, there's no soup. 104.64. Remember, this used to be a very expensive stock. They split 104.62. Maybe somebody can send me an email if they break those areas. TJ Maxx, I like. Ooh, I'm going to be late for work. I'm going to be in trouble with myself. INCY, I like the stock a lot. It's a pretty stock right now. STX, I like. I would wait for a pullback to the 8-day. It's a little overextended. DHI, remember we talked about these yesterday? Remember we talked about it yesterday? David asked me that during the session today, but it's at the highest swing high. Okay, Kirk, I just explained it to you. I just showed it to you. And if you want, I'll talk more about it in the VIP room today. DHI looks good. So does Toll Brothers. They're related one to a customer. Halo, LSCC. This is a semiconductor. This is a small cap semiconductor stock that's outperforming everything right now. I would keep an eye on this baby. And SGI. This is the company that makes that mattress that I used to like. I got a couple of others actually. Five and CARG. Let me just check something here. Woo, look at HPE. It's moving. All right. I got to get out of here. I got to get to work. Folks, today, make sure you visit Customer Service Live, the Cam and Gustavo show. The Cam and Gustavo show. Now, VIP room today, and I'll add those two questions to my list, okay? So here's the VIP room, and I'll go ahead and I'm going to add right now. Look, how to trade grinders to the downside and where to anchor your VWAP, okay? So we'll cover that in the VIP room today. There's the link. I will see you guys later. I'm going to be late for work. I'll see you guys soon. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. I got to get out of here. Bye, everybody. I got a time spread that I got to manage. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Keep your eye on the 8-day EMA on a daily chart. Look at the NASDAQ and see if the NASDAQ starts propping up or if the NASDAQ pushes the S&P below the 8-day. And keep your eye on the bond market and volatility. I'll be updating you throughout the entire day, folks. I got you guys covered. I'll see you guys later, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day today. Cheers, everybody. Bye. I'll tell Clyde you all